Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Ravanarna. My registration number is 2320096. I would like to complete my final test. Is about read all of the chapters that I was got. So my books is about integration, reading and writing. The chapter number 1 is about reading and writing connection. So this calm down. I want to discuss about reading only. In reading has effective ways to more easy to comprehend this book. The number 1 is find a quiet place. It is the first key to get more information that this book. It depends on people. Sometimes people like crowded to discussion about this book. This depends of their ways. Number 2 is gather your materials. Gather materials is you can get a journal or book or others to get more information, or we can get our more strategy on this book. To read this book, Number 3 is divide the assignment into parts. This means we can using a repetition. It is between 15 or to 30 minutes to comprehend this book. Number 4 is approach reading as a process. We can require that the number of things, reading, the reading of reflecting. We can discussion this later. Number 5 is issue proven reading strategies. It is mean we can take a note of what I got on this book. Number 6 is identify features of reading. It is using by our strategy for reading this chapter or this book. Number 7 is know what to look for. We should know what the purpose we use, what the purpose we reading it. Number 8, summarizing what you have learned. It is taking a note or summarizing. Number 9, not question about the text. We can ask about several questions about this book. The last one is review the reading and your notes. Doing this from time to time will help you internalize the information and connect to new concept are studying. Okay, next, using the threads for reading. The first is ideas. So when you read for ideas, you can identify the topic, the thesis or the main idea, or the key supporting details. Number 2 is organization. It is the beginning of this book or the middle and the ending parts, and then the organization of the supporting details. And number 3 is voice. This is the level of the writer's interest in knowledge about this topic. And the last one is sentence fluency. The effectiveness of the sentence. Are they flow this smooth? Are they clear? Write this book. Okay, chapter 2 about approach reading and reading. And this part has understanding the reading process. The first is pre-reading. First become familiar with the next text, and then reading. We can use strategies such as annotating, outline, and summarizing, and then reread the text and analyze these parts. And the last one is reflecting. Reflect on your reading experience, like how will you summarize the text, or what have you learned, or what question do you have about this material. And then about reading for enrichment. The first is consider the traits The threads is define ideas, organization, and voice. And pre-reading like complete the task. Yeah, we can complete this task for this book. The last one is reading and rereading. The key number one is identify the topic, confirm the purpose and audience, and the last one, pay careful attention to the steps in the process. Okay, I want to more explain about pre-reading. The first is review the title, and then review the title. Many readers give the title with very little thought. The title often identifies the topic of the reading. Number two, it is learn about the author. Read the biography about the author if it's provided with the text. And then preview the text. Complete this following action. Read the first paragraph or two to get general ideas about this topic. And then establish a starting point of reading. Once you have done all of these things, write down your first thought about this text and consider what you already know about this topic. And ask a question. Forming a preceding question helps you stay on a task as you read. A common practice is to base your question on information that you've collected with previewing text title. And then about reading. Reading has defined six component. The first is confirm the author's purpose and audience. Is this material intended to explain, describe, or persuade? And does it address general readers, college students, or profession, or some other audience? And annotate the text. Annotating involves underlining key passage, writing question about what you're reading, and marking defined with new lesson. It means like take a note. And then identify the thesis or the main idea. The main idea is the special feature parts of feeling about the topic that the author wants to emphasize. And then locate the evidence. The fact of detail support the main idea, and then consider the conclusion, the closing thought of the writer, and answer the question you posed during pre-reading. And then next component is rereading. And rereading has defined 5. The first is compare your basic understanding of the text. Are you still sure about this thesis? And then analyze the development of this idea, and then consider the organization of the material. How does the writer organize this detail? And then check your voice and style of the writing. Does the writer seem knowledgeable about this topic? The last one is check for answer to your annotation to make further annotation as needed. And the last one component is reflecting. The first is summarize what you have learned, and then explore your feelings about the reading, and then identify what question you still have. Maybe that's all from me. I'm sorry about my mistake. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.